Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be playing some more Microsoft Flight Simulator. So this is the 2020 release. So I did promise I'll come and do some more videos, so I thought I'd fly something a little bit bigger. So I'm going to be playing the Airbus. Not quite ready for the Boeing 747. So this time I'll be flying from Heathrow Airport in London to the Birmingham International airport, which is West Midlands of the United Kingdom. So it's kind of like the one of the second biggest cities in the United Kingdom. So it's not a big flight, it's around about 20 minutes. So let's see how it goes. So before I go any further, I'm sure you guys are interested in the in-game settings I'm running. So playing at a resolution of 3840 by 2160. Render scale is at 100%, so native. Anything other than 100 is a bit more than the resolution you're playing at. Using TAA as the anti-aliasing method, everything else is at ultra. I've actually gone a little bit above ultra to see with the contact shadows and terrain shadows, usually at 1024, but they're at 2048, so I've doubled those just to add a bit more detail to the game. So that is pretty much it. Let's get into the gameplay. Let me just re-enable my on-screen display. Right, so I'm just going to release the brake now and start the engine. So let's do this. I prefer to take off outside the cockpit, that way I can kind of see what the plane's doing a bit better. And I think with a plane at this size, 135 knots is good enough for takeoff. I'm fighting to keep the plane in a straight line. I don't know why. It seems to pull a lot to the left with using the Xbox One controller, so I should have to pull up now fairly slowly. So that is a nice smooth takeoff.
Airbus 320 continue for north departure. I will contact you next when you leave my airspace.
So you got air traffic control there, just trying to tell me that I need to change my frequency once I leave their airspace. I'm just going to take the flaps up as well, retract the wheels, and I'll climb to a suitable altitude. Pulling a little bit too quickly, so I need to kind of rise up gradually. I need to get to at least 5,800 feet. This game does look really good at night. This is the first time I've actually did something at night myself, so this is all new to me. And of course I'm very new to Flight Simulator, by no means an expert, so you're gonna have to bear with me because I am a complete noob at this and I'm learning as I go. I've had 1 or 2 lessons. Got to slow down the plane. You can drop the engine to about 70% now, I believe. I think we've done the hard part, and that's just to get the plane in the air, reduce the speed back into a range that's acceptable. I'm going to quickly speak with air traffic control as well, let them know I've understood them.
Heathrow Tower, Airbus Alpha, Sierra X-ray 320, frequency change.
So just trying to climb to 10,000 feet as quickly as possible. That way you can go a bit faster and you won't have this stupid message every single time. So just hit 10,000 feet and I can level out the plane and start heading to my destination, which is bearing 323. So I'm going to point the nose down a little bit. Plane seems to be struggling. RTX 2080 Ti doing a decent job. This is a simulator after all. Gotta slow the plane down. I should reduce the speed even more of the engine. No need to be going this fast. So with the bigger planes, there's a lot more correcting to do. There's a lot more fighting with the plane. Other than the little plane I flew the other day, that was very easy to control. You want to keep this plane within about 230 range or below, or the plane starts to not damage itself, but put extra stress that's not necessary, shall we say. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about performance, because that's what I really care about. And again, looking at the benchmarks, I think Guru 3D did a really good job of doing some benchmarks, and even he showed that pretty much the RTX 2080 Ti is the only GPU that's going to get you over 30 FPS at 4K ultra settings. Everything else just can't do it. It just shows you the demands of this game. It's not even really a game, it is a simulator, a true simulator as well. So I'm treating it as a game, but it really isn't. Anyway, I need to start getting on course, or I'm never going to get to my destination, so I need to bear to 323. Come on, this plane. I just need it to slow down. I really wish I could disable that message and just allow me to correct the plane in my own time. Okay, that's better. So yeah, anything over 230 knots, it doesn't like it. I don't know why. Trying to stabilize the plane. I'll have a look inside the cockpit as well. So dip the plane down a bit. So all of these fancy instruments that I have no idea what they do. But they look really good though. Even the stitching in the passenger or the co-pilot seat looks really good. But there's a lot of detail in the game itself. You can see the sun will rise. I did the timing of the game, so by the time I get to Birmingham, the sun should have risen. So that's going to be pretty cool to see. All the stars are out at the moment, but the sun should rise pretty soon, and that will be interesting to see. I'm going to go back out to the third person view so you can see the whole aircraft, just to slow the plane down again, because I want to start getting that annoying overspeed message. But exciting times, people. New graphics cards, new processors, all on the way. I'm not too interested in the processor. I actually made the move from the Intel i9 9900K to the AMD AM4 39 Ryzen 950X, which for me has worked out very well. Now, I was very conscious of losing performance, of course, as we all know that the Intel does perform slightly better when it comes to single core performance, and with the low latency of the ring bus architecture, you really do get that extra performance, especially at lower resolutions. But I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but Steve from not Gamers Next, Steve from Hardware Unboxed, he's done a really good video. He actually asked an important question. All of the new GPUs are going to be coming out with PCI Express 4.0, so he asked a question to his viewers: should we make the switch to a PCI Express 4.0 platform, because you know, we don't want to essentially lose out on what could potentially have a performance impact. Now, what he did was compare the 3950X with a 2028 with a RTX 2080 Ti and a 5700 XT, which is pretty much one of the only PCI Express 4.0 compliant graphics cards available today. So and what he learnt was there is virtually no difference between the 10900K and the 3950X at 4K. Now, I could have told you that, because we all know things become very GPU bound at 4K, but it did a lot better than I thought. So there's this misconception, I believe, for the general consensus is basically that AMD CPUs are just rubbish for gaming. It's completely untrue. There are circumstances where they perform equal to or better than Intel's best offering. So the 10900K did get beaten a few times at 4K by the 3950X, surprisingly. So you guys should check that video out if you haven't seen it. It's very, very interesting, and it was quite a nice reference for me, because I never opted to buy the 10900K, and it's kind of good to see I never really left any performance on the table, being a 4K gamer. But in other news, there's obviously talk of the 39, or the RTX 390, I believe it's going to be called, going to be released for $2,000 US or $1,400 US. We're not too sure. But what has been confirmed is it's going to have 24 gigabytes of GDDR6X running at 21 gigabytes per second, which is just staggering. I can't wait. That sounds, for me, that sounds amazing. Now I live in the UK, so it will be a slight conversion. If the card does indeed cost $1,400, I would expect to pay around $12.50 here in the UK, and I've budgeted for that, so that's not going to be an issue. I'm not saying that it's worth that much, but it's something that I'm prepared to pay, because I get as much enjoyment of testing new hardware as I do playing new games. So for some people it might not be worth it. For me, it's definitely worth it, so I'll definitely be getting one. I'll also be trying to get myself one of the big Navi cards as well, just to add some competition and keep things quite neutral. I really hate the fanboy attitude on both sides, from NVIDIA fanboys, AMD fanboys. Look, I think it's good to root for or be passionate about the hardware, but like some of the stuff that some of these guys come out with is just ridiculous. But hey, it's entertaining to read sometimes, but I try to keep that stuff off my channel, and I've always been someone that always buys the best GPU I can afford. And yeah, I'm not really concerned who makes it. It has to do what I need it to do, and that's what's important. Okay, let's see how far I am away from Birmingham. I shouldn't be too far away now, so I'm going to check the map. So I need to get here. I'm about halfway now, so not too far away, and I'm flying a little low, so I'm going to start increasing the altitude. I just wanted to kind of take in some of the detail, and it does really look good at night, so hopefully you guys are enjoying this, and just let me know what you think. Are you excited for the NVIDIA 3000 series? Are you gonna ignore it and just wait for Big Navi to see if they undercut AMD by a significant amount? I mean NVIDIA, sorry, by an NVIDIA significant amount, and force NVIDIA even to drop their prices. So yeah, it probably would pay to wait, but for me, I've waited long enough. I've almost had my card for 2 years now. I got my RTX 2080 Ti in September 2018, and yeah, I'm itching for my upgrade. So I can't wait, man. PCI Express 4.0, we're looking at HDMI 2.1, finally be able to take full advantage of my LG B9. I did buy an adapter that allows you to convert basically your DisplayPort to HDMI 2.1, but there's certain issues with it that it's not perfect, so I'm still waiting, and I'm looking forward to being able to run 4K 120Hz all the time. Hopefully Avermedia or Elgato actually bring out a HDMI 2.1 capture card, because right now I'm locked to capturing my games at 60 FPS at anything above 4K or more, so that'll be interesting to see as well. Okay, I need to get back on course. I'm a little bit off course, but I'm making good for time. I think I've been flying for about 14 minutes now. I love the way how accurate they've done the game in terms of distance. So flying from Birmingham Heathrow to from London Heathrow to Birmingham International would be about a 25-minute flight, and that's what it pretty much is in this game. So they've got the distance down to a T. They've really done a great job doing that. Yeah, I'm going to climb to about 10,000 feet. I'm far too low, but I want to show you some detail. Hopefully the sun rises before I get to Birmingham International. That will be very, very interesting to see how that transitions and how it affects performance. Getting around 41 frames per second at the moment, which is nice and smooth for a simulator. Let's go back into the cockpit. A lot more quieter in here. I'm going a little bit fast, so I'm gonna just point the nose up a bit to slow down the plane. I'm gonna reduce the engine speed a bit as well. Alright, let's see how much speed we need to kill. Yeah, we're doing like 390, like way above what I should be doing, so I need to reduce the speed quite sharply. Yeah, I just find it easier to fly the plane like this. It's just so much easier for me. So that's a lot better now. I was looking at Guru 3D, his benchmarking session for Flight Simulator, and literally the RTX 2080 Ti is the only card that will provide 4K performance over 30 frames per second at ultra settings. So no card can do over 60, of course, but at least you can get a nice smooth 30 to 40 FPS experience on the RTX 2080 Ti. That counts for something. It's a simulator after all. You don't really need high FPS, so the game feels enjoyable to play like this, and the visuals are worth it in my opinion. Some of the best lighting I've seen in the game, and this is a simulator as well, so simulators are quite, I would say, renowned for being basically really basic in terms of visuals. They don't really have any special effects, but this game, they've really done, they've really took their time to make the game look really pretty, which is nice to see as well. Dropping down to 36 frames per second. Seems the closer you are to the floor, the more it tanks your performance. Doing around 9 gigabytes of data on the VRAM, and if you look at my system RAM, I'm clearing 16 gigabytes. So I remember someone in my comment section was saying that playing this game with 16 gigabytes of RAM at 4K, it's not that great. So I'm quite happy that I've had a 32 gigabyte kit of RAM for a long time. So it's nice to see it actually coming through for me in this type of situation and keeping my game running smooth. Okay, let's see where we are. We can't be too far away from Birmingham this time. Yeah, we're pretty much here now. I need to let air traffic control know I'm here, and I want to get clear for a landing, so let's let them know when I'm approaching. So let's line up on a runway and kill the engines, and let's get some flap going. I'm going to try and land for the first time, and hopefully I do it this time. I remember I tried to land the other time. You guys know how that went. That was not great. That wasn't great at all. Let's get the wheels out as well. Try and turn the plane. Ooh. Trying to turn the plane sharply. Hopefully I don't mess this up, people.
2,500.
Yeah, we're pretty low. I'm gonna overshoot the runway if I don't get any lower. I need to get lower. I need to get low quick.
1,000.
Yeah, completely off target.
500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard 5.
Ooh. We're doing there. So if I can slow it down, come on, baby. Let's keep it on the ground. Running out of room. Come on, turn. Oh gosh. Well, we touched down. At the very least, a touchdown. Didn't really, not a graceful, it's not a graceful stop, but I didn't kill anyone and I didn't destroy the plane. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.